Hey, you have to add this chord to your list of chords, the Diminished Major 7 chord. It's got great intervals within the chord, and it's got some amazing tensions that you can use that will definitely give you that unique sound. I'm Sean. I transcribe musicians on my channel and give my own personal take on their ideas. This is one of those sounds that I use, but it's pretty inconsistently. I've never actually given myself a rule. So that's what I'm going to do in today's video. You're going to learn what the Diminished Major 7 chord is, how to voice it properly, or the way that I voice it, and then how to use it in a way that will transform your playing. So let's form the Diminished Major 7 chord. So put your left hand on an A flat, and we're going to start by forming the diminished 7th chord. So that's going to be counting up 3 half steps between each note. So 1, 2, 3 is a B, 1, 2, 3 is a D, 1, 2, 3 is an F. And this is the diminished 7th chord. And to play the diminished Major 7 chord is we take the top note and we simply move that up a whole step. So here it is here. And this chord resolves nicely to an A flat Major 7 chord. See? Or it can resolve to another version of an A flat major, something like an A flat, say A flat major 6, something like that. So basically, let's say we're doing the song Great Is Thy Faithfulness, and it goes from a 1 to a 4. So if we're in the key of E flat, it would go from Great is Thy Faithfulness, right? So we could go like this. Right? Really sounds really great, resolves nicely to the A flat, but the way I'm going to use this chord is a little bit different. And by rearranging the notes and voicing them differently, it will give you different results. So if I take the same chord here, the diminished major 7 chord here, and we remove the top note, it's just a diminished chord. But let's put the G back on and let's remove the bottom note, and it is a major chord. So what I've done here is I separate this to play in the left hand. I'm going to play the diminished, but in the right hand I'm going to play a major, and that's where all the great tensions come from. So let's take the top note off. This I'll play with my left hand by taking the middle note and moving it down an octave. So my left hand plays this. And if I take the bottom note off, here is what my right hand will play. It's just a G major chord. As you can see, it's inverted, so I can simply take the top note and play it down here. I'm going to play it an octave higher so I can have room. So if in my left hand I'm playing this, and in my right hand I'm playing this. Together they sound like this. And where do they go? Since the bottom note is a B, let's go up to a C. I can either go up to a C major or C minor. C major sounds like this. C minor sounds like this. Right? Now, if I were to go, I can also take this B and I can go down a half step. I can go down to B flat major, or I can go down to B flat minor. Going down to B flat major sounds like this. Going down to B flat minor sounds like this. Okay? So, you may be asking, well, when would I use it? Can you show me an example? Well, sure. Let's take a song like Amazing Grace, and let's do it in E flat. And what we'll do is, Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved. I want to do it in E flat because I want to use the exact same chord we just learned, just like this. That saved, then the word saved would be a C minor chord, so we'll use it right before that. So. Look at how beautiful this chord is. Great tensions in here. That's saved. See, and it sounds so nice. And the thing about this is, you may be asking, do you have tips for when we can use this? I surely do. So my favorite use of these is using these before minor chords, right? So you can find tons of minor chords in any song that you play. So you have ample opportunity to test this out. So here's how I would practice this voicing. Let's start from the first one. You have the B triad, the B diminished spread triad in the left hand, and then you have the triad in the right hand. And this would go, remember the bottom note moves up a half step, so this goes to a C minor. Oh, that sounds so nice. But then let's take the next one. C, A, E flat. And then in the right hand, you have the A flat, triad. Look at how this sounds. So dissonant, so nice. And then the next one would be is the C, B flat, and E, and the A major in the right hand. Ah, and this goes to D. Look at how that sounds. This is the way I like to use these. Let's try another one. B, D, B, F with the B flat major. Sounds heavy, right? Each of these sound a little bit different to me. See? You've got this B flat here in the right, the B flat triad, and then you have the spread diminished in the left hand. Now check this one out. We have this next one. I'm going up a half step, C, E flat, C, F sharp with a B major. One of my top three. Man, look at that one. See? That's a nice one there. And then this next one is the C, C sharp, E, C sharp, and G with a C major. Has a nice earthy sound. That's a nice one there. And then you have the D flat major with the F diminished triad there. Oh man, this is nice. You hear these voicings here? All right. The next one, F. Let's do an F sharp E A with a D major. Oh man, this one is similar to my favorite, because my favorite, when I was telling you my favorite one with the B triad, I feel like it just sounds a little different. But this one here is similar to this to me, because in the left hand the diminished is the same, so it sounds harmonically very similar. C diminished, as you know, is symmetrical to the F sharp diminished, but the triad in the right hand is different. The D major gives it a different feel there, so it goes to that G minor. Let me do like one or two more. So let's say we have the G, E, B flat with the E flat major, and this one goes to the A flat minor. Wow. Using the notes within that scale. Let's do one more. Check this out. Oh my goodness. See, this one sounds brighter to me. This sounds nice. If you've been following my channel, you may have heard this before. You may have heard it before. Check this out. You recognize this song? I've done this on my channel. Check this out. There it is. That's the sound. And in fact, when I did this on the channel, on the whiteboard, I had different notes there, but when I actually played it, I did it. And when I did it, that's what I did. I didn't just play the whole thing. It was more melodic. Oof. Right? But this is just going to minor sounds. I mean, they can be used for major sounds as well. I surrender all. I just love these voicings. Watch this. See, so I went from here. Look at how nice that voicing sounds. That was the C, that was the E. Diminished triad with the C. But it was superimposed within like that. So here's the C triad and it's superimposed against that. So it sounds really good because they're all just kind of bundled up there. And I made it melodic. So it's approaching the E still going a half step up to that F. See? This is going to a major. Find another place. See, did you hear that? So you may not have heard it. I did just do that move. And then I went from a half diminished chord, which resolved to this F sus. And then I did a diminished there. And then I went to an E flat over G. And now I'm moving back to my B flat chord. The bottom's gonna go G, A, B flat. And on the A is where I used the sound. All right, really nice. Now, the neat thing about these, you may notice that I've been moving up a half step, but these can move down as well. So let's do As the Deer in G flat. And what I want to do is I want to show you another example of where it doesn't walk up, but instead it goes down. And this time it's going to go down a whole step. And I'm going to kind of extend this lesson just a little bit because this is really cool. There's actually 4 different options you can use right here without even getting too advanced, so that if you were to play this song, you'd have multiple ways to play it. Just on this one chord, there's 4 options, right? So check this out. As the deer panteth for, right? That's my first one. But I can also play a straight diminished chord there, right? So as the deer panteth for. So there's a diminished. And you can use it that way and it'll sound great. But I can also play it as a dominant chord. As the deer panteth for. Some of you are going to say, wow, that sounds just like the diminished. It really does, except this B flat changes the quality. And I did check out my video on inverted dominance. A really cool video, and it's a way that I like to use inverted dominance, and this is one of those ways that really work for this inverted dominant. So now we have a 4th way, which we learned today, which is the diminished major 7. It's going to be similar to the D flat chord, which is a slash chord, but remember the only thing we're changing is you take this chord here, which is basically a major chord, and drop to position, and you just raise the middle note a half step. Everything else is the same. So listen to how it sounds. As the deer panteth for. Right, but now what I want to do is to make this a little bit more connected, because the as the deer, that's the melody. Let's put that on top, but I'm going to keep the same notes within the diminished major 7. So it would be this. So let's just take this F down here, and then we've got our major chord. It's on top, it sounds great. Now, I like it. I think my ear is telling me I would like another note in there to really more emphasize the tension. So I'm gonna add a D flat in here, right below that D. Ah, that gives me a lot of tension. And see that I like that, just that one note difference, because every note should be intentional when you're a musician. That every single note that you have should be relevant to the chord in some way. I don't know if I could put it anywhere else. There it is. See. All right, folks, that'll be it. I definitely recommend that you experiment with this sound. All ideas are welcome, so drop some of your ideas in the comments. Do check the link in the description to check any free resources or that free chart I was talking about in the video. And don't forget to hit that like button for me, subscribe, and I will see you guys again next week.